What is going on, ladies and gentlefish? It is the Croc. Welcome to Pokemon Crossroads. Thank you so much to Ashley, Sabi, and other people that wanted me to either post videos on this channel and in general, and also for featuring some of my videos now and in the future on Pokemon Crossroads. Well, what's going on? I saw you guys' YouTube page and I figured I wanted to do some battles because I do my Stadium 2 battles, which are the main feature. This one is against my one and only LexxApnea. Let's get it going right now. So I'm going to lead with one of the oldest attorneys in the business, which is Grossberg, who doesn't want to take anybody's case because, well, he's Grossberg and he doesn't like drama, and I guess he gets paid to keep his mouth shut. She's going to lead out here with Voltanis now. I'm thinking right off the bat, looking at her team structure, seeing both the Jolt Whack combination, there's going to be some agility shenanigans going on here. Now, I'm not sure if she knows this, but Grossberg carries the Stun Spore as opposed to the Sleep Powder, and I will be making very good use of that. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We wrote down, when you guys get into a battle and you switch Pokemon up, they kind of change around, so you want to write down what's what because it'll prevent your misclicks. She's going to go straight for the agility. I'm going to shut that down right off with a Stun Spore. And, yeah, so that's the end of that issue. I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Fortress. Now, thinking that she is going to Baton Pass, she's going to be Baton Passing that -2 speed, which is not exactly the way that works, unless it's just normal speed, which Marowak would be faster than my Phoenix. Now I'm going to take this opportunity to set up Reflect because Bonehead is obviously the main Marowak with the Swords Dance variant. And as it goes for the Swords Dance, I'm perfectly cool with that. Just going to set the Reflect up with no issues there. Now that's going to enable me to... I could Explode right here, but I was like, well, I could switch out and preserve something for later, and I decided to do exactly that. Switching out to Grossberg, she's going to go for the Earthquake. With the Reflect, I take that ever so nicely. I'm thinking I might live this HP bug, but it is a critical hit, so, you know, Grossberg is down. It's okay. He didn't want to take nobody's case or work anyway, so killing him was a better option. So now, the main defense attorney, Phoenix Wright, going to come in here. She's going to get the max damage on the +2 Earthquake, even factoring in my Reflect. Now, looking at my HP, I said that had to be max damage, considering the Reflect is up, so I decided to go in and take another one down to 12. I can take it, go for that Polka Dot Bow explosion, and down goes Marowak. It's done, it's finished. At the end of this battle, I'm going to have a question for everyone in Crossroads, all of the viewers that are watching this video. Please answer in the comment section below. Very important that you do that. Now, she's going to bring in Allura, and in comes Darien Crescent, which I can't run too many spoilers because my one and only just started AA, and I don't want to ruin anything for her. So I'm going to set up the light screen. She's going to take this opportunity to bring in Suicidra. It's going to be obviously her most decisive witness in this entire courtroom and court case that we've got going on here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch because this decisive witness has a very strong testimony, and I want to go ahead and bring in Eureka, which is going to be the actual MVP of this team. I'm actually not using the Smogon Roar variant. I actually have Earthquake as opposed, so I cannot roar this Skarmory out. But I just decided to go ahead and hit it with a return, and with that 20% extra, it does do about a 5th, which is kind of nice. Go ahead and switch out, expecting the Thunderbolt, and I go for the Dynamic Punch on the switch and hit Voltanis that is already paralyzed. Now, I could Haze in case she sets up an Agility, but that would be kind of redundant because her agility would go second. So she's going to hit herself with Confusion. Now I'm going to bring in Objection. So Objection's going to come in here and lay down the testimony on this other witness who obviously Voltanis is guilty. He's just hanging on by like a thread of life points here. Wow, you get a reference. A thread of HP here. I'm going to go for the Cross Chop thinking she's going to bring in the Skill Rex, and it might be a misclick going for the Thief there, and I just go ahead and go straight for the Fire Blast. I kind of thought Cross Chop would be the better play. Considering it would hit Voltanis, it would also hit Skarmory on the switch. And I just followed up with a Fire Blast, knowing I can take Drill Peck for days. Well, not really for days. I can take 1, maybe 2, if I'm lucky. And I swear, as I said, this witness just hanging on by a thread, you know, following the whole pursuit line. Gotta be a lot of holes in the testimony. Gonna switch out, hanging by a thread there, and go into Suicidras. Now, I'm gonna switch into Darien, and she predicted my Darien switch, so she, you know, countered me with that Suicidra. So I'm gonna bring in Eureka once again. Now, my plan here is to curse up and rest. And while I'm resting, I'm kind of just, kind of recovering HP there. I don't have leftovers because I have that wonderful polka dot bow that boosts normal attacks by 20%. It is so wonderful. And I'm just going to rest right here. It's really no big deal to me at this point. And yeah, so I'm just resting, kind of moving my hands around, being cool. This is sped up a lot, so it's at 13 minutes. So she's going to bring in Mia Fey, which is probably the best witness. I mean, she saw the moment of the murder. She claims to seeing the murder weapon. She claims to seeing the face of the victim. I mean, I thought I had a decisive witness already, but this takes the cake. So I'm going to bring an objection. Now, thinking objection can lay the smack down and be faster, he is not going to get smacked down with a return, and there goes that. So Darian's going to come in here. Now, this is, Crap Dragon, also known as Scrap Dragon, Crap Dragon, Yu-Gi-Oh reference. As Mia Fey comes in, and she's like, oh, this damn thing has haze, doesn't it? Really? It has haze? Really? So, reflect, or return, obviously not going to do that much because she's not at +6 anymore. Now, I'm going to take this opportunity, I believe, on the switch to go for a Dynamic Punch, knowing that both Coon nor Clefable appreciate either one, but I actually followed up with a Thunderbolt, and she's going to get her help out with Moonlight. She's like, I will drum one way or the other. One way or the other, this drum is going to bang, and then this match is going to end. So in comes Voltanis again, trying to hit it with another Dynamic Punch. Would have taken him out. Not the case. Going to stay hard yellow, and going to follow it up with a Thunderbolt, predicting the Coon switch. That doesn't happen. And Thunderbolt again. Now I'm at about 1/4 of my HP. And taking this opportunity once again to switch into a lot of heart. T-Bolt going to go off, and going to get some leftovers. He's going to get some leftovers. I swear, this witness just won't shut up. I swear, it's like a testimony that never ends. I mean, how much could you possibly see and lie, have holes in your testimony, and still stay in throughout the battle? It makes absolutely no sense. Now, I'm going to factor myself in here, go for the heal bell, and get my Kanghaskhan back up. While it's at full HP, I can bring it back in on this Jolteon and curse up as she wants to switch. And basically, my plan now that Skarmory's out of the way... Oh, I actually decided not to stand. I actually double switched to Darian, predicting her switch back to Mia. She over-predicts that switch and goes to Suicidress. God, my brain hurts. God, we're only halfway there. Goodness. Now, Eureka going to come back in here, Ice Beam here, and I'm going to get frozen solid in a very derpy-looking pose. It's almost like a Pokemon Snap pose. It's almost like Kangaskhan's kind of breakdancing there, so... A lot of hearts going to come in, double switch on her part back to Mia Fey, and again, she wants to get this drum off. She can feel this drum, she can feel it coming, and it'll be the end of the match, but I'm just not going to let it happen. I'm just going to go straight back to Darian. And she told me after the battle she wanted to change over to Ice Beam, hitting both Donphan and Dragonite, and still being able to drum up on the switch, so that's kind of cool. Again, just going to go for the Moonlight, get herself back to full HP, really isn't going to matter there, and whatnot. Now, being at 128, I go once again for the Dynamic Punch, and once again this witness evades my ever-so-tactical way of getting around her testimony, but not going to happen. Bringing Eureka, expecting to take that T-Bolt just a little bit better, but I didn't. So, a lot of heart going to come into a full paralyzed Jolteon. Now, just going to follow it up with some flamethrowers, going to get as much damage as I can. If the Voltanis does want to perform some kind of baton pass shenanigan, that is perfectly cool by me because I'm going to continue to damage this Jolteon until it cries mercy. Now, particularly, I'm either going to take Blissey out or switch over and use Thunder on Blissey because, it's very, very cool. Now, she pulls that baton pass, and I was like, oh god, I misswitched. She's going to go to Clefable, she's going to drum. I'll bring in Darian, I'll miss the timing, she'll return, and I'll die. But she actually... just decides to pass it to Suicune. Now, the fact that I have one Pokemon frozen right now is going to opt her into Mia Fey, knowing I want to go straight for that heal bell just to get Kanghaskhan unfrozen to allow him to wreak more havoc later on. And as I said, Kanghaskhan is the main player of this team, and I actually bring Darian in here. And she predicts that, goes straight for the return, trying to get as much damage on Darian as she can, because once Darian goes down, there's nothing stopping her from drumming to her heart's content and beating absolute tyranny into my team. So she double hard switches into Suicidress. Suicidress being able to outright threaten Dragonite with said unstabbed Ice Beam, but still OHKOs, or nearly OHKOs. Being that I'm not at the percentage of health that I want to take an Ice Beam, just going to double hard switch. This time into Eureka. Now, I played this kind of differently here. I was kind of predicting her to drum earlier than expected. I'm actually going to curse, and she's going to follow it up with a Fire Blast. Not sure what she was predicting. I think she just wanted to get me off guard. Kind of surprised she didn't drum there. Kind of a risky play on my part. But basically what I'm trying to make this thing do is see how much a +2 can do to her team. Fire Blast is going to miss there. Kind of pushing around daisies. And that +1 return with Polka Dot Bow over half to that Clefable. So big deal. Gonna go for another return, taking Suicidress down to 128, 152 after the leftovers recovery. And I decided to rest. I should have cursed up. I think I could have torn through the rest of her team. And that was a mistake on my part, but it's okay because she's going to double switch into Mia Fey. Follow up on spikes, and basically, at this point, she's going to drum, and I'm going to bring Darien again to shut down this shenanigan. Lord have mercy. Now, Mia Fey sitting at a solid 367 to Darien's 350. I think this Dragonite is trying to figure out if I want to go for the Dynamic Punch, being that even after the drum I am faster and can shut it down with a haze, but she's not even going to play around that. She's just going to bring in Voltanis again. Now, I was kind of surprised earlier she didn't hard go for the HP Ice, because at that range it might have almost killed Darien at that point. But, you know, bygones be bygones. The paralyzed Jolteon finally gets hit with an oncoming Dynamic Punch, and we have a 3-all board going on here. And I'm going to bring Eureka back in to Allura because, to be honest, I'm really not too scared of Clefable. My whole point is to get up to maybe +3. And even if you're going to see this is like the climax of the entire game right here. She decides to bring in Suicidress. I think she wants to freeze more than she wants to drum. I'm really not too sure at this point. But I do decide to go ahead and Hydro Pump does a third, so that's pretty nasty. But being Surf, I could take probably 3 of them and live to tail plus rest off. So Kanghaskhan, really awesome. One of my favorite Pokemon thus far, only using it one time. Now, gonna follow up with another Ice Beam and rest shenanigans. And what I'm trying to do is get Kanghaskhan to a level that I can take Clefable's hits, but also prevent her from setting up the drum without the risk of dying, is what I'm trying to do. She's going to follow up with a couple Ice Beams here. I'm taking those so nicely in my sleep. Going to take 3 of them really well. At the half mark, going to go for a +2 return with Polka Dot Bow, again taking her down to the bar yellow line with 106. And I follow it up with a rest because there's a lot of rest shenanigans in this battle. There's not as much an ongoing attack. And there's a lot of people that think second generation is pure stall tactics, and it's not by no means. And now, Miss Fey is going to come back in here once again, and I'm like, you know what? There ain't no point to go to Darien. If she drums on the switch, she's just going to waste her own time. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to let her drum. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to wake up next turn. If she does not kill me with this drum, now, I'm at +3, she's at +6. Critical, and I survive down to 67 and take out Mia Fey. As I said, the climax of the entire game. What an amazing turn of events here. Now, this game's about to go pretty sour. And do remind me at the end of the battle, I want to ask all the viewers of both Pokemon Crossroads and wherever that you came from to watch this battle and see this epic matchup. Definitely got to ask you guys something. So, she goes for the Hydro Pump. I go for a +3 return with the Polka Dot Bow, taking her down to the red. And does not quite take the Suicidress out. Back to 89 after leftovers, and I'm going to follow it up with Dragonite. Come in on a sleep-talked Hydro Pump. Now, I know I could take 1 Ice Beam, and I really should have gone for a Dynamic Punch as opposed to a Light Screen. And basically, my plan is to set up Light Screen, go back to Kanghaskhan, rest, curse up, and take game. But you're going to see it's not going to quite happen that way. Allura going to come in, and I believe I should have rested here instead of cursed. It would have been a lot more intelligent because she is going to outspeed me now that I've used the curse. And the Razor Leaf, unfortunately, going to get the crit and take me down bar Light Screen. Probably wasn't worth the risk, but, you know, it is what it is now. Let's see how much longer of these shenanigans that we have. Good lord, we still got quite a few minutes of shenanigans. Now we're just going through the motions. I'm going to take this opportunity to talk while the motions are gone through. Because basically there's just going to be a lot of special attacks and walls set up and switches and predictions on Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. So, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk for a couple minutes before I lose my voice completely. My name is the Croc, TS Vector. Again, thanks for Crossroads. Thank you for featuring me. Thank you for letting me post. All that wonderful, cool, jazzy, bazzy stuff that's going on there. And thank you, Sabi, for getting me involved very, very much. What's going on with Pokemon Stadium and, you know, in general? I just lost my train of thought. It's stupid now. Oh! That's what I wanted to ask you guys. At the end of this battle, I want you to go in the comments section below, if you would. No pressure. And I want you to tell me who you think wins this battle. Based on everything that you've seen, it's kind of like a Juris system, those of you that have played Apollo Justice, where basically, you know how that works. So we're doing it that way as a comment section. And this is one of the best battles I've had all week. LexxApnea, my one and only. Her channel will be in the description link, as will mine. Please check out Pokemon Crossroads. I have also given a shout out on my last video to Crossroads, and I'm sure LexxApnea will be doing the same at some point on her next battle. But yeah, basically Sabi, I guess, told a couple people I did Stadium 2 Wi-Fi, and here it is, guys. This is what it is. I do have a tutorial on my channel. I'd be happy to help anyone out. If you want to add my Skype, we'll battle sometime. We can change tiers. We can do whatever you'd like. I'm hoping this gets out there because 2nd Gen is definitely the best. And the most skill intensive because you get, 255 in every stat. Goodness, I'm about to lose my voice. But anyway, pretty long narration. The battle was an hour and 12 minutes, I do believe. But all down in 14 minutes flat, pretty much. Anyway, guys, as usual, try not to use the same thing I do on my channel since we are on the Pokemon Crossroads channel. Thank you guys so very much for checking this out, taking the time to come out today and look at this battle. What else? I guess Ashley put my battle up on Crossroads. That is against Sucker for Jessica, a partnered YouTuber, and I thought it was an amazing battle with Mirror Cocoon. Please also check that out and give likes and, all that wonderful stuff. If you like my channel or LexxApnea's, feel free to subscribe. And we need more subscribers and people of Pokemon Crossroads. More battlers would be great. More featured battles would be great. I'll do what I can to bring some battlers to you guys. And I hope to check you guys out either on my channel or Crossroads channel or Crossroads in general. Or Skype. Really, it doesn't matter, as long as we meet. But thank you guys for your time checking this battle out again and everything. And thank you to Ashley, Sabi, and everyone else, and Corey, and everyone who helped me set this up. And until next time, you know what I'm about to do. Rate, comment, sub, thumbs up, peace out, objection, and find the computer room, and peace out and